So here we have a really sweet little pony, and she's come here because she sort of stops quite a lot jumping. And I am just building up her jumping loose. She's getting rewarded when she jumps. Doesn't matter if she goes round the jump. And I'm just sort of assessing how I sort of think she feels about it. Um, and I think there's a certain amount of anxiety that sort of is with the jumping. How much is she jumping because she wants to? How much is she jumping because of the food? How much is she jumping because she thinks if she doesn't jump, she'll get into trouble? I don't really know, but I'm just sort of observing stuff, and it's fine. It doesn't matter if she stops, like I said. It doesn't matter if she goes round the fence. And here, annoyingly, you can't see it very well, but you can just see her head swivel around. So she is sort of jumping and then leaping about the place. There, she's jumped off in front of me, and you might think, oh, that's great. And it is good to some degree because we want her to jump and then I can reward her. But she jumped back very flat and hollow. Um, and I would like her to be jumping this jump to me with slightly calmer behaviour around when she's jumping. So there she is, sort of shooting off again. I haven't asked her to shoot off. I'm not asking her to do anything. The only thing I'm doing is calling her. And if she does end up jumping the jump, I'm rewarding her for jumping the jump. So, and there she's sort of over there. I can't think, I'm not looking at her enough to see what she was doing there. And there I'm going again. This is slightly better. And she's just scooting off around the school quite a lot. So she's ended up over there because something slightly spooked her, and then I call her and she comes back. Now that's slightly better, I felt. She did toss her head when she landed, whilst as before she would sort of land and buck and, play around. And there I've called her to me. I just want a bit of calmness because we can't just leap about the whole time and run around and jump the whole time. So I'm just sort of having a little stand. And she did have a moment in the stable where she'd got a bit snotty with us. So I'm just sort of touching her, seeing how that is. Now I've come in here, I've now gone to get my head collar. What's really interesting is I go and get the head collar, and I'd been able to call her and she'd been jumping the jumps. Now I've picked the head collar up, I'm calling her and she's walking off. And that's really relevant. Why is she now walking off when before she was galloping up to me? And then I go and get the head collar. She does come over to me. So now she's come over to me and I get my head collar out, and I am a bit cat-handed. But when I do finally unravel it and put the head collar for her to put her nose in, she very obviously says that she doesn't want to and walks off. Now that's really relevant. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board, try and figure out how I can help just make life a little bit easier for this girl.